Not today, pal. Not today.
So Jamie, we booked a guest last minute because I was sitting at home watching one of his YouTube videos and he said he was going to be in Austin. And I haven't told you who he is. So this is Chad Caruso. Jamie, he got on his skateboard. Was it Venice Beach?
Yeah.
He started in Venice Beach and skateboarded across all of America. And where did you finish?
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
How many miles was it?
I forget. I've done so many interviews I probably should remember by now, but 3,146 or something like
When
that.
was
yeah,
this?
Yeah. About a year and a half ago.
What made you do that?
I mean, I don't know. Why not? You get the idea and just like go
And
for it.
nobody's
Yeah.
ever done it before?
Yeah. Well, I think people have done it. Maybe they've taken breaks, but nobody really like clearly did it measured by Guinness World Record. So I had like the
Wow.
watch tracking everything and yeah.
Okay, can you take me through your plan? First of all, did you have like a backpack?
Yeah, so I did the whole trip completely solo. Just me and my Camelback, and that's it. So
So sick.
everything was super minimal, just one outfit to spare, deodorant, toothbrush,
Yeah.
like bare minimum. Yeah.
And do you listen to music while you're...
Yeah, I started with music, and then, I mean, how much music can you listen to? It's like 12 hours a day.
Oh, you would
all
skate
day
for
long.
12 hours a day.
Oh, yeah, 10, 12. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know how impressive it sounds, but I watched him. He recorded it.
Did you GoPro it?
I had an iPhone. Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, just a little tripod.
So you're really
and
good on a
iPhone.
skateboard, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
You're good. And
I
on the
better have
camera.
some skills. I've been doing it for like 25 years.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, but it looked great. Like all the stuff you were recording. And the only person I ever watched every day on YouTube was like Dave Portnoy, who does like the pizza reviews. Because it's like every day you click on, he's the first one I see. You go on. He's the only person I ever every day like. It was like Chad Caruso's. Now he's here now, and you follow him all the way across.
So would you upload your video at the end of each day, or did you do it live? Like,
Yeah.
how did you do it?
So I'd film all day long, get to the hotel, and then I'd edit for like 2-3 hours and upload it either that night or the next morning, every single day. So they were with me all 57 days of the trip. So it wasn't like real time, but it was pretty close.
Yeah. And okay, I need some highlights. What is the worst thing that happened on it?
Worst thing. I mean, a moth flew into my ear, like that big, just flew into my ear when I was bombing a hill, and it got stuck in there. And I'm like shaking, trying to get it out and freaking out.
Could you like hear it
It
flapping?
was flying around in there. Yeah. So I'm freaking out. 5 minutes, I put my camera on the floor. I'm just like filming me, trying to get it out. And then a viewer comes up, says hello. They came out to meet me and skate with me. So I'm like
my God.
talking to them.
You're like Forrest Gump.
That's what Jamie. That's what I wanted to ask
People
too.
would
Is
come
like
out and meet you.
if you rewatched all of the videos that you made?
None.
Really?
Jamie,
Yeah.
the last one, he's pulling up to Virginia Beach, right?
Yeah.
And it's like all these people are cheering him on, and they're like, "Yeah,
Oh my God,
Chad."
I'm gonna cry right
Jamie,
now.
it was like Forrest Gump and Rocky. Like he had people skating behind him, and then he just like off of his skateboard ran into the sand and ran into the ocean.
Oh my God, I'm emotional. That's
It
so
was
cool.
it was Jamie.
Yeah.
It was awesome because you find yourself like he's such a nice guy. You're rooting for him. He's meeting all these people, and he's like giving them time, but also you could tell he's like, I got 3,000 miles to do. Like I kind of gotta go.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
So
I got a
good.
moth in my ear, so I gotta keep moving a little bit. But yeah.
Oh my God. So what surprised you about the journey? Like what was there, did you also like go in silence a lot of the time, where I can imagine it being like super meditative?
Yeah. No, that's the thing I was saying when you brought up music at the beginning, you're listening to a lot of music, podcasts.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you're like, how much content can I keep shoving into my head?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you start to embrace, like, I'm just in the mountains by myself in the
wow.
wilderness, and definitely becomes more meditative and
Yeah.
you face your thoughts. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then
I
all the cows started following you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. whenever-
What?
For some reason, cows were like obsessed with me on my skateboard. So like I'd roll by and they would just slowly start following and like gallop along. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking for like even
You were
miles.
one with nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd be recording, he'd be like, watch, here they come. And then sure enough, like they would get
And
up
like
and
every
just start.
time you saw like a pasture up ahead, you knew what was gonna the
Yeah,
cows love it.
almost every single time. Yeah.
Cows and skateboards.
It was-
Who knew?
Yeah.
It was so, and you would think like, oh, because how many days was it?
57.
57. So you would think like maybe you watched 3 or 4 in this. Like on the 56 one, I was more entertained than.
Oh my
on
God,
the
I
second
gotta
one. Like,
watch this. I want to watch
Yeah.
it with my
So
kids.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a
I bet they-
documentary coming out too
You
soon.
do?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's more of a condensed version
Yeah.
of it. you know?
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll wait for that
Yeah.
to give you the viewership, or unless you probably don't need any more YouTube hits.
Yeah, I can
Probably did
always.
really
Yeah,
well.
I could always
Yeah,
take them. Yeah.
So what did you, like the movie? How did that come about? The documentary.
So my friend, he flew out to Arizona and he flew out to Tennessee.
Oh, that's right.
So we just kind of pieced together some footage and then used my own footage to kind of
Awesome.
make a film. A little shorter. 57 days is a lot of footage. So we just kind of made it into
Yeah.
a more digestible film.
So when you were preparing for this, like what were you most worried about?
I mean, there wasn't really much to base it off of, so I didn't know if I could make it up a mountain on a skateboard. I know
Right.
people do it on bikes, you got gears and stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't even know if that was possible. Would I make it to a hotel, being in the wilderness for, giant stretches? Like, if something happens, no one's there to save me, there's no service.
Are you like a guy that would like know what to do in the wild? Like, do you like know like
from Long Island.
the rules of the
Yeah.
forest? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could figure some stuff out,
I would
but
know
I've
nothing.
never lived, I've never really camped or anything
Right,
like that. So
right.
I'd probably be.
You're gonna throw your
In a bad
deodorant at a
place,
bear.
yeah.
Like you
or-
can't start a
Exactly.
fire with 2 sticks or
Yeah.
2 rocks or anything
Yeah, I
like
got
that.
a dog whistle and a little can of mace. So that's
Yeah.
about
That'll do
it.
something, hopefully.
It was so to sidetrack a little. So now you're doing what is your like series called right now that you're doing? Pushing
Yeah.
Through America.
Yeah, I came out with a book called Pushing Through America. So I'm just doing a tour, kind of the same style, daily vlogging and just meeting up with people and filming all my interactions.
And you did it kind of last minute, right? You were like, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't find a publisher for the book, so I just made it happen myself. And then
Wow.
the same thing, I'm just like, I guess people do tours. I don't know. Let's try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Hop on the road, and then people are like, oh, come to our skate shop. So I'm just kind of, it's a lot of
Come to our
logistics. Yeah,
podcast.
exactly. Yeah, but it's fun. I like it.
That's
What?
awesome.
Where on Long Island are you from, first of all?
Lindenhurst.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm from
It's
Jericho.
Dead center, basically.
Yeah. What were you like as a kid?
Yeah, I mean,
Like this?
This is par for the
like
course,
adventurous?
probably.
Yeah.
yeah, a little wild. Definitely, I got kicked out of school, dropped out of school, like a whole, I was
You
always
just,
getting in trouble.
There was something different that was calling you,
Yeah,
right? It's just like
definitely,
you
yeah.
knew that's like not your lane.
Yeah, I didn't fit in school sitting in, those rules. I like to figure out my own thing.
Yeah.
Took me a while to kind of realize that,
Of course.
and then I got into drinking. And then after I snapped out of that, kind of found more positive things to focus on.
Yeah. Was your family supportive of your like endeavors?
Yeah.
I think I asked this because I'm asking these questions selfishly because I have kids that are like a little older now. They're 11 and 7. And like, you can find yourself like adhering to like how everything should go and what they should be doing and how it should be going. And like, I'm trying to be mindful of who they are and supporting who they are. But like, you can't help but feel like you want them to just conform because it'll be easy and that's
Right.
the way it goes and it doesn't cause a problem. You don't have to, but I like just hearing somebody like you that's been able to just like really live life and like follow your heart and these callings. Like, I want my kids to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a nightmare trip for a parent. Your kid's like, oh, I'm going to
That's
skate
what I
across the
mean.
country. Like,
Yeah.
it's very, like, there's a chance you could die out there. A car hits you, like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
also you want them to push their limits and live and experience life.
Yes.
So it's kind of weird. Where do you draw the line exactly,
Yeah. I mean, you probably did like 10 years worth of therapy on that road trip. Do you know what I mean? Of just like you said, like sitting
Yeah.
with your own thoughts and being with yourself. Like, I feel like that's what people really try to learn in therapy is just like how to like accept themselves and love themselves and be with themselves without all the distractions. And you did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we're always trying to add stuff in to fix them. Really,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
secret is kind of taking it away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll get your book published. You're a smart guy. You're a cool guy. This is so cool.
What did you have? You just had one bag. What did you have in your
yeah.
backpack?
Yeah, deodorant. What else? Toothbrush.
Good
I can't even
hygiene.
remember. Yeah, honestly.
Change of clothes.
Oh, a set of wheels, spare set of bearings, which I didn't use, so it was just extra weight for no reason.
You just needed new sneakers like halfway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, halfway, yeah.
And somebody just sent them to you, right?
Yeah, a viewer like got the same exact pair of shoes and met up with me on the road, brought me that
So
and a pair of
sick.
sunglasses.
So cool.
Dude, it was full Forrest Gump vibes.
Wait,
like,
so
really.
where would you go? Where would you eat? Where would you go to the bathroom?
I mean,
And how?
yeah, sometimes you got to figure it out. So if there was nowhere to go to the bathroom, I just pull on the side of the road, just
Sure.
waving at the trucks, you know,
Right,
kind of.
right.
And then, but most of the time I made it. That only happened like a handful of times. And then what was the first part?
Food?
Sorry. Oh,
Food?
food. So I actually ate pretty clean leading up to this. I didn't have fast food for 4 years. But you stop somewhere, it's like Super 8, McDonald's.
You don't have
That's
a lot
it.
of choices.
You know, so
Yeah.
I was slamming Big Macs and
Yeah.
yeah. So it was weird. At the end of the day, I'd crave like a huge 2-liter of ice cold Coke.
I get
for
it.
sure.
I get
Yeah.
that.
I guess I was
you're
burning
just-
so many
I get that.
calories
Yeah,
or
for
something.
sure.
But yeah.
Like sodium.
Yeah.
There's no, you need like,
Yeah.
you know, you just, yeah, it's all.
And that just sounds so good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a cold, well-made fountain soda.
Yeah. But my body's probably like, what are you doing, dude? You're trying
Yeah.
to skate across the country.
But also, I
Yeah.
feel like when you're exercising that much, it's like hard to, like, were you physically feeling like rough or?
I mean, the main thing that hurt was my feet. I had Achilles tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, ingrown toenails. I
By
basically
what
was
day?
walking on eggshells, and I was just like, I don't want to mess these feet up. They got to make it across the country. Like, you know,
Why
yeah.
ingrown toenails? Because they were pushing against your sneaker
All day long,
all
yeah, the
day
sneaker, and
long.
then
The
pounding my
pressure-
foot into the ground, pushing.
Did you ever
yeah.
switch
Yeah.
legs? Can you do that? Yes.
I
you
tried to
would.
do it half and half, but you know, I'm not fully ambidextrous. So you got a truck flying by you on the
You don't, right.
highway. You're like, yeah, I'll go back to my regular pushing stance.
Any other injuries aside from like things that just happen when you're in a particular position for a long time?
I mean, I started the trip with a torn lateral and medial meniscus.
Oh, Jesus.
So, you know, didn't feel great, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've been skating for years and dealing with injuries, so
Of
it's kind
course.
of just like part of skateboarding.
yeah. And
What
are
do
you?
you-
Go ahead.
If you were gonna do it again, is there anything that you would have
Oh, yeah,
packed
that's a good one.
in your bag that you're like, fuck, I really found myself needing this?
No, I would have had less. I would have had
Really?
no spare wheels. I would have just picked them up on the way or had someone
Were the
maybe
wheels
drop
heavy?
them off. They were pretty heavy.
Oh.
And a
Heaviest thing
problem
in my
would be
bag.
water too. Like, what are you doing for water?
So I had to time that out because if you fill up your full camelback, you got all that weight on your
Yeah.
back all day long.
Right, and then if you're going uphill,
Right, exactly. But then again, if you're in the desert, you're like, all right,
You need
should
some
probably
water.
have some water on me.
Yeah.
And there was a time where I actually ran out of water, and some guys just pulled over, gave me like 4 water
oh
bottles.
yeah, that was that was so. The people
Like
were
in the
so
middle of
nice.
nowhere.
You
know,
were
there's no
divinely
cars. Yeah.
looked after during that trip.
It's kind of incredible when you put yourself out there for something like that. Like people will show up and support.
Yeah, and
It's
they'd be
cool.
so excited when they found him. Like so
Oh,
excited.
it's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah. People were so. I mean, there was a guy who had you come in his backyard the other day who was like the happiest guy in the world just to
Yeah.
have you there. Like,
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. It's so like the people were just so good. But
The new year might be in full swing, but it is never too late to start giving yourself the care you truly deserve. This February, make self-love a priority with the iRestore Elite. It is not just another gadget. It's an FDA-cleared laser cap. Clinically proven hair regrowth solution designed to help you fight thinning hair and hair loss. It has 282 lasers and LEDs working to deliver light therapy to your scalp. It's like a rejuvenating spa treatment for your follicles, giving you a fresh start this season. How easy is this? Look how cool it is. Looks like it's from the future. You put it on. It has all the LEDs and lasers in there. You sit, you can watch your favorite show and give your scalp and your head the treatment that it needs. So give yourself the gift of hair confidence this February. For a limited time only, our listeners get $625 off their iRestore Elite when you use code NOTTODAY at iRestoreLaser.com. That's $625 off your iRestore Elite at iRestoreLaser.com with promo code NOTTODAY. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. Every new year, we set all sorts of big goals, but only 8% of people will stick with their resolutions all year long. But with Acorns, you can lock in years and years of healthy money habits in just 5 minutes. That's all the time it takes to open your account and start automatically saving and investing your money. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing so your money has a chance to grow for you, your kids, and your retirement. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you invest with the spare money you've got right now. You can start with just $5 or even just your spare change. To me, there is nothing more important than investing in your future, your security for your future, and if you have kids, for them too. So head to acorns.com/nottoday or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/nottoday.
So we have a clip from you
Oh,
from
please.
your from one of your videos from just the other day. It should be. You have the clip I sent, Zolo? Here, Jamie. This I think you'll like this.
The hardest part for sure is the speed. It's just burning my legs trying to pump all the way around for this. Oh, God.
I didn't see what happened.
It was right off of the camera. Oh, this was 3 days ago?
Yeah. Guys, I fully, 100% deserve that. Oh my goodness. I haven't fallen that hard in many, many years.
Oh no!
So I've been riding that cracked truck for a couple of months, making a joke like, oh, I'll have a funny clip when it breaks. Not thinking it would give out at the most important, like the fastest I'd be going into the hardest concrete, right into the bank. Oh my God.
Are you okay right now?
I think so. That felt so crazy. Sounded like an explosion, and it felt like I broke the concrete.
That's the part I wanted to make sure was it. Oh, God, it felt like I broke the concrete.
Did you break your wheel off?
Yeah, the truck snapped in half.
Oh, that's what a truck
so
is.
I was at like full force, coming down as fast as I could, and I'm pumping. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be moving forward.
Yeah.
And just dead stop right into a concrete bank on the other side. So it wasn't even like I fell on the ground. Like all my speed just went right into a wall.
But you're up and walking and fine.
Yeah, I mean my hips
made
a little
of something
bruised,
else.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's when because I know, like, you talk about your sobriety, and it's like, I feel like, 'cause I had a lot of friends who were skateboarding when I was young. I never got good enough to, like, really hurt myself, but, like, I feel like when a lot of my friends got hurt and you're in pain, it's like, what feels better than, like, having a drink, smoking a joint, doing whatever you're doing? Like, is that a big part of why skateboarders, you think?
Yeah. Oh, it's a huge part of the lifestyle. Yeah. I think there's like, I think you kind of inflict harm on yourself as a skateboarder for some reason, you know? There's like an element to that.
For sure,
Because
yeah.
I mean, just look at the nature of it. You're just
Yeah.
slamming into the ground.
Yeah.
And I think alcohol is the same kind of thing, you know? You're just like, all right, I'm going to relax now, chill. I just beat myself up. Just beat myself up a little more now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
When you would go up a mountain, you wouldn't cheat and walk up it?
No, because, well, for Guinness,
It's
you
gotta
can't push
be.
it. I mean, you can't walk at all. So you got every inch. So I'd hit a dirt road and I'd walk. I mean, I'd go all the way back like 10 miles and find another route.
What?
Yeah.
10 miles?
Sometimes more.
How long would it take you to go 10 miles?
Maybe an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then,
Well, I guess all you got
Yeah.
is time.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
What else are
I'm
you
just
gonna
doing it. Yeah.
What, that's like, that to me, like that mindset, I can't wrap my head around.
I mean, you say that, but I think if you were out there and you like set it all up, you would figure it out.
Well, that's, Jamie, one of the things I
know?
wanted to ask
This is
you.
one thing you will never, ever find me doing.
Yeah, well-
doing anything solo across the country.
One of the things I wanted to ask you is, like, if, let's say you were as good of a skateboarder as him and you were going to do this, what do you think you would struggle with the most? If you take out the skateboarding aspect, obviously.
Being alone in like the wilderness.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
mine would be the opposite. Like when I would pull up to like hotels and I finally that would be my nightmare. Like going into some
Because it would be
fucking
dirty.
roadside.
You don't think you'd be over all of that shit because you're just like.
Well, also the problem is now I only have that one set of clothes, so I have to do my laundry at this fucking beat up old hotel. Like I'm a big germ guy, and that would mess
we're
me
not
up.
finding
Yeah.
you doing this.
That would
I
mess me
I
up.
saw a clip of you talking about it, like when I was doing the skate on the podcast, talking about the laundry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You
Oh,
were
wow.
like, oh yeah, it's so gross washing in the
in hotels.
in the hotel laundry.
Yeah, I couldn't because like growing up in New York City, you'd basically do your wash in public, and
Yeah.
I remember like the
Yeah.
first person who was like, "No, we have a washer and dryer in our home," and I'm like, "Wow,
Such a luxury.
I never even thought." But now I can't
Yeah.
go back.
I mean, on this trip, like 2 days ago, I actually checked out of a hotel, and I'm pretty like, nothing can stop me. And I was in this hotel. I was like, this is kind of gross. This is the first time I've ever checked out of a hotel and went to another one.
Where was that?
It was
Yeah,
like
what
I
did-
saw a couple bugs like
Here
on the
or in
walls,
San Antonio?
and I think
oh,
it was
hell no.
Houston,
maybe it's Houston. Yeah, and a couple earwigs here and there. There was no what
None.
was it? No towels. Like just the whole room just didn't look kept. Cracks in the walls everywhere. I
They
was
were
like,
charging
you know
you
what?
to stay in this place?
Yeah, no pillowcases. And I was just like,
Yeah, see,
I
would
think I'm
be-
good on this spot.
Yeah.
That's when I'd call in the helicopter to pick me up. I'd be like, I'm
Yeah.
out. You gotta
Send
just
the chopper.
Yeah, just I'm right
Yeah.
back to New York. I couldn't fucking handle.
Wow.
Because like when you're that exhausted, it's like I just need a good night's sleep, and then
And
you're
a
pulling,
bed.
and there's fucking bugs and no pillow. I'm out. I can't. I'd rather sleep on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I was driving from. I was this is when I was fucking partying, and I partied like crazy. I did like fucking Molly and ketamine, everything. Slept for a few hours, and my friend, we were in LA, and my friends called me like, "Hey, we're in Vegas," and I was living in Vegas at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot they were coming." So I was like, "Fuck!" I rented a car and drove back, and like 2 hours into the drive, I had a full panic attack while driving because I was so fucking hungover.
Oh yeah.
And I just pulled into like a truck stop, like a road, whatever, and I slept through. I must have slept like 10 hours in the back seat of the rental car, and everybody was like, "I can't believe you did that! Like, wasn't it so sketchy?" And I'm like, "It's a truck stop. Like, to me, going into a hotel is scary. Like on the side of the road, I was like, I don't know, like
Yeah,
when
you're in
is-
your own space, kind of.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Like I felt like I was in control. Like if somebody comes knocking, I get behind the guy, fucking drive away, or like, I don't know. I wasn't.
There is some kind of like an unnerving feeling when you're in a parking lot
And people can
just,
look
Yeah, just kind
inside?
of knock like in your sleep. And
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah,
At
but
least in a
see,
hotel room, you can close the door.
I don't know. It never bothered me for like I was I was also so grateful because I was just driving and it was complete darkness. And you're just staring at the thing in front of you, and I started realizing, like, oh, I'm just gonna be staring at this car in front of me for the next 2 hours. And then I started to like, sort of, I dropped my phone, and all of a sudden it was like, boom, like I just had a full panic attack while doing like 90 on the fucking whatever highway
my
that.
Yeah.
God, that
It
sounds
was
like a nightmare.
Awful.
Yeah, let me
And
sleep
then-
this off.
Yeah, and then as soon as the sun came up, it was like right when I woke up, and I felt like $1 million. Pulled into town, went to my apartment, went to the bathroom, met my friends at a pool party, just started drinking.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and
of
it was
course.
just like, yeah, that was the bed. And it was like, oh, fucking great story, or whatever, you know?
You're another breed.
Yeah, so
you-
go
Are you
ahead.
in a relationship? Or
I am.
You are.
Yeah, I actually just got married.
Oh,
congrats.
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very
So were
nice.
you
go
together?
married, I'm out.
When you
We were together, but we weren't married.
Right.
So I got married afterwards, and that kind of was, all right, you're going to put up with me skating across the country for 2 months? Like, all right, you're a keeper.
I mean, she must have been so proud of you.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. And I'm sure it was very difficult
Of
for
course.
her worrying about me getting hit by a car. She's talking to me on FaceTime, and this car's ripping by me. And
You had one like
there's
really
a
close call, right?
You know.
Yeah.
What was that?
There was one like really close call you had,
There was
right?
a few, but there was one that I caught on film where I like jumped off into the grass on the side of the road away from a car. Yeah.
Wow. And what does she do? What's she like?
She's a teacher. So it was like polar opposite. She's like the stable,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
You're a perfect pair. That's awesome. That's really cool.
And then you said part of why you did it was also to raise money for what charity was it?
Yeah, it's for a charity called Natural High. So they help kids. They're in all 50 states, and they help kids find something passionate to focus on instead of drugs and alcohol.
That's a
so for me, it
really
was like-
cool charity.
Yeah, like skating helped me
Yeah.
stay away, and do something positive. So
Care about something.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another reason why like drinking and drugs has to kind of lend itself to skateboarding too is because if your only passion is skateboarding and you get injured, And now you're getting this news like, hey, you can't do your passion for 3 months. Like, what the fuck else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. I tore my
Really?
ligaments in my knee when I was like 22 or 24. And then it became easier to just talk about skating and drink and hang out with everyone. And you're getting older, so you're like going out more. And it just slowly like led down that path.
Yeah.
And yeah, luckily I snapped out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple DWIs later, it wasn't the easiest
Of
thing to
course,
snap out of.
of course,
yeah.
but they still give yourself the credit that you did. You know, yeah.
So do people, when people come up to you and they say, hey, I've seen your videos or whatever, what's the thing that they bring up the most from your trip?
Maybe that they quit drinking themselves. You know,
Wow.
they'll tell me a story like that. It inspired them to give it up, which is the most rewarding thing.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the moth too? The moth?
Oh yeah, the moth. Yeah.
When
yeah.
he
For
went,
sure,
he had
yes,
to go to
yeah.
urgent care, and they like they looked into his ear and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's like a moth in here." And he's like, "Can you pull it out?"
How do they get it out?
Yeah. Oh,
Tweezers?
I think they had a little water spout thing that they were pouring in there.
Oh,
and then
that's what I hear. Is
Yeah.
if you pour a little water, it has to come out.
they
right?
took out a wing, and they were like, "Okay, we got it." And I was like, "You didn't. I could feel it still flying in there." So then they go and they
Wow.
get the whole thing out and.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
And beforehand, they're all excited hearing about what I'm doing, so they're taking pictures with me, 5 nurses and stuff. I'm like, guys, can we do this
Like, can we do-
afterwards,
exactly.
please?
When you think of businesses skyrocketing in sales like Gymshark or Heinz, you naturally think of amazing products, cool brands, and brilliant marketing. But what's often overlooked is the powerful platform behind these businesses, making selling and shopping seamless. And for millions of companies, that platform is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's home to the #1 checkout in the world. And the not so secret, with Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. If you're serious about growing your business, your commerce platform needs to be ready to sell wherever your customers are, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Gymshark and Heinz use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nottoday, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nottoday to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/nottoday.
Do you have any other like adventures planned in your head that you're like, I want to do that? Any like bucket list things that you want to do?
I don't know if I want to skate across countries anymore for my feet's sake.
Sure.
So
You've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to have a TV show maybe where I go to every country in the world and kind of see what's going on with skateboarding there.
That's
Try
cool.
To. But
That's dope.
yeah, and that and the documentary are like my main goals right now.
Yeah.
So what was your foot recovery process like when the next day, like you're like, all right, I gotta.
Yeah. What'd you do after
The
right
next
when you're
day,
done?
well, the city of Virginia Beach gave me the hotel stay, and they gave me a Chad Caruso day, and they gave me all these things. They gave me a certificate to go to a spa. So I went, got my massage, and they're like working on my feet, and they're like, come over here, check this out. Look at this. Look at these ingrown toenails. Like, just because it was so bad. Like, come check this out.
I mean, explain to me the ingrown toenails. Like, you didn't have a nail clipper? You couldn't, like.
Well, sometimes if you do that, you can make it worse. And being out there and like the significance of the trip, I didn't want to mess it up or anything.
Yeah.
Because it can get infected like pretty easy if you're trying to dig it
Wow.
out or something.
Who
So,
knew?
yeah.
Well,
That was
especially if
pretty
you're
gnarly,
doing
yeah,
that
yeah.
and then just to throw sneakers back on and skateboard for another
Exactly.
12 hours the next day.
Yeah.
And what time of year did you do it?
Did it in the end of March till the middle of May.
Oh, that's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was
Wow,
just kind
end of March
I mean, it
till
was-
middle of May.
Yeah. It was,
Every day. You didn't take a day off.
No, I did 50 miles a day minimum every single day for 57 days in a row.
Oh my God.
And the most I did was 80. I think I did that twice.
After your spa day, did you like lay down for a week? Like,
I laid down for a couple months.
Okay, great.
Yeah?
I'm glad to hear
I
it.
mean, it was like, because that's like the highest moment you may ever have in your life. It's like, where are you going to go from there, So it was like, I had to adjust back to normal life
Yeah,
after that. I was
yeah.
alone for so long.
you got to
you know?
integrate back
I went
into
back to
life.
being a server at a restaurant. So I'm just like talking to people, trying to like take their orders, and they're asking me about skating across America. Like, come on,
Wow.
guys, let me get like,
Wow.
On Long Island or in the city?
yeah, in Long Island.
So you
Yeah,
still,
it's a taco restaurant called Swell Taco.
Oh,
And I run the food truck for them in the summer.
That's
Oh,
sick.
wow.
Yeah, so
So you got a lot of people coming to the truck being like, "Oh, I love the fucking
yeah,
skateboard."
no, it's
That's
fun.
so
I
dope.
love talking about it, but like sometimes I'm trying to work. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's tough
Of
to
course.
navigate.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
could feel that vibe on the video. Like sometimes when he'd be skating across America and a car would stop and they want to like talk to him, but he you could feel that like he wants to talk to them and be nice, but then it's like I gotta
But he's
go.
doing his
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, like, I
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
fucking. So then, what do you do? Like, how did you treat yourself? Like, besides the day after the spa and this, how are you? Like, what do you do when you say you took a few months off?
I mean, you just try to figure out what you're gonna do next, but you realize you can't force that. It just kind of arises. You start living life, and things
want
will
me to get
present
married.
themselves. Yeah, exactly. All right, got married.
Right.
So it was kind of an evolution. I didn't really. It was nothing I could like really do. I
Yeah.
just kept skating, trying to build my body back, work on my feet.
So
Yeah.
if let's say you had a kid and he wanted to skate across America, how would you feel about that?
Oh, I love it.
And what advice
Yeah.
would you give him?
I mean, a lot of people are going to tell you can't do it or it's dangerous, this and that. And just, if you want to do it, do it. Don't listen to anyone.
And you had like an app you said that told you like don't go this way, kind of help you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I used an app called Komoot. I never heard of it. It's kind of like a Strava or like a running app. And that helped me avoid some dirt roads, not all, but some.
And part of like you said part of to doing this was like you and your brother talked about skating across Italy. Was that it?
Me
Or
and
you
my
your
cousin.
friend? Your cousin.
Yeah. We during COVID, well, right before COVID, we talked about doing Italy, which is much smaller,
Yeah.
Right.
enjoyable, a day or
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
Right.
get some pasta afterwards.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, and then COVID happened, so the idea just kind of fizzled out. But I just kept thinking about it, and I started researching. Has anyone done it like cleanly across the United States? And then I just became obsessed.
So if
Nonstop
You started where?
researching. In Venice Beach.
In
and then I
Venice. Oh,
ended
that's
in
right.
Virginia
That's what you
Beach.
said.
Yeah.
Venice
so
Beach.
if you're from Long Island, what made you instead of going from Long Island to Venice, what made you go the other way?
The weather. I just thought it would be good, like in March,
Yeah.
a little warmer
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Kind of work my way back where it's just starting to get warm on the East Coast.
Yeah.
What was the worst place you went through?
Honestly, probably Texas, the roads up north and just in the middle of nowhere, they were brutal. I'm
Just,
talking
like,
like I had to push to go
uneven?
downhill. They were just so grainy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that made it tough. Yeah, I'd say that was probably the
What was your
hardest part.
favorite place to go through?
I think the wilderness.
Like any state in particular or area?
I think it was Arizona or California, like just after Joshua Tree. Mm-hmm. And Joshua Tree too. I just
Yeah,
love
yeah,
the way it
yeah.
all looks over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The dry desert there, being out there all alone in the mountains, there's just something special about it.
Yeah, I bet.
And
Wow.
what was the hardest part mentally? Like when you know you have like 50 days left, 30, 10, like when is it all kind of the same?
Hardest part? Yeah, maybe right in the middle. Like dead, you're just dead in the middle of it. You know, the excitement from the beginning is gone and like the end is so far away. And you're just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm just chugging along.
Did
Were
you
you-
have any weird hotel experiences on the trip?
Not really, surprisingly, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you never knew what hotel you were going to stay at.
No, I've that was my mission basically every day. Was I wake up and like, all right, where am I staying today? Oh, there's 170 miles. Oh, there's 150. All right, that's my goal.
How many miles did you do on your last day?
Maybe 60.
How did you feel waking up that morning and like all of those 60 miles? Like were you crying? Were you like what was going through you?
A lot of emotions. And at first it was like, oh, this is the last time I'm really going to be alone like this for a while. You know, I'm going to have to see all these people, news people running up to me. It's just such a drastic difference,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But when I was skating up to the line and people started following me, and I didn't expect that. My wife was, now wife was like, should I come down? I was like, nah, it's probably only going to be a couple of people there, like for the finish. I didn't
Yeah.
think like anything of it. There was like hundreds of people there and they were skating with me.
Oh, can we pull
And
it
I
up?
was-
Can we try to
Yeah.
pull it up? I would love to see it.
It was overwhelming. Like I was doing my best to not cry because it was like years of
Oh
like
my
25
God.
years of skateboarding and dropping
Your
out of
whole
school,
life.
people telling me to quit. Like it was just so much leading up to that.
Yeah.
So when they're all coming, out and following and it's this big moment, it was crazy.
Somebody's gonna try to buy the rights to your life.
That's
after
what
your
I wanted to
documentary.
ask too. Is like, has anybody tried to come to you for like a scripted?
Does that happen?
It's got
yeah.
Somebody's going to.
Yeah.
Should we do it? Should we Robbie? Should we
start?
cut him a check?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can. I mean, I'm getting emotional again hearing you talk about it because it must feel like literally like your entire life has led to this moment that you did this like incredibly brave, like only person ever in history to do it. Oh, here it is.
And then so when you're done, like or do you go, I don't want to fucking skateboard for.
Oh, a cop skateboarded with you?
Yeah. It's,
Oh my god!
it's full Forrest Gump.
This is
baby, yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, they like blocked off the bridge for me, and
I think you could put the sound on. There's no music, right? So do you hear this noise in your dreams, like the wheels
The rolls.
rolling down the?
no, I think I'm just
Really?
numb to it now after so many years.
Yeah. You know, I don't think I've ever tried as hard at something in
Oh,
my
people
life
would
as
give you a ride
skateboarding
sometimes
and just
on
been
the
No.
back.
worse.
Never.
No, I
Not
made
like
sure I
meaning
wouldn't
like
skitch.
you wouldn't.
No, I pushed every single inch.
Wow. Oh, you're holding your camera.
Yeah, if I fell off, I would go back and make sure, like every
You were-
single inch. Yeah.
Yeah, you're an honorable guy. I can tell. Look at that. Oh my god.
And then the mayor, was it the mayor who was there at the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor gives him it's the Chad Caruso day. Like it was full.
I couldn't believe it. He
You
handed
can't-
me a
your face
certificate.
is
I didn't
like
know
in-
how. I was like, "Is that? Are you guys like joking?"
Yeah.
You're just in complete like it looks just
I couldn't believe it.
disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you did it. You fucking did it. Oh.
And you haven't
And
gotten
it's not even just the buildup of my whole life to that moment. There's the buildup of the trip,
Of course.
year of planning, anticipation. Can I do it? You know that.
Yeah. And also, like, even 3 days before when you're having problems with your feet and this, like, something could fuck this up.
Yeah.
Like, when you're here, it's that you did it.
Exactly. It's like looking back, yeah, like oh, it's smooth, but at any moment, one thing could go wrong and kind of throw the whole thing off.
Oh my
It would
god.
have been great if you somehow fell here and they had to carry you across. You should have hammed it up.
I mean, that time I said I almost got hit by the car and jumped off was a mile or two from the finish.
Oh my
Really?
Yeah.
gosh, there's so many people. They had signed. Oh my god.
Yeah. You haven't gone back and watched this?
This clip I have because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used it for the documentary.
Right.
But overall, I don't watch the episodes.
Get out of the way, dude.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel bad. The mayor was there with gave the high five like this, and I just skated right past him.
Yeah.
How
I
could
didn't
you
even
know?
notice him
You
yet.
know what would be so great if they did like you know they have the virtual reality headsets, like if this is like a workout, you know, like somehow you figure out a way to
Yeah.
like skateboard across America, and then this is how you finish after 2 months of.
I had no plans to run into the water, but
How could you not?
I was, and then I was like, well, this is kind of uneventful if I'm just walking to the water.
Coast to coast.
And I
like,
just started
how could
sprinting.
you
I was like, all right, I
not?
guess I'm gonna.
I mean, and you just handed some guy your camera and were like, film this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now we have this last moment, which is like so epic and so beautiful, and like, how could you not be moved?
And how long have you didn't shave the whole time?
No, I couldn't. Yeah, I had to grow it out.
Yeah. Look at this.
Wow,
I mean, that's
this is
fucking
epic.
awesome.
This is the end of your movie. There it is.
It was like
Wow.
3,000 miles.
Yeah.
I mean,
over
that has to.
3,000,
Can
yeah.
you feel that? Like, do you
And-
remember that feeling?
Oh yeah, and that's not counting all the miles when I clocked out at the end of the day. I have to skate like 5 miles sometimes to the hotel,
Like
and then
in-
back,
like
and then
at-
restart and clock
wow.
in.
Wow.
You know, so there was just so many other miles that weren't included.
So then,
This is funny. All the guys are filming the news, and they get all their feet get so like, washed. in.
Yeah.
That was great.
wow. So
And you
wait,
didn't expect any of this.
No,
At the
she. I was debating like, yeah, you probably should just stay. It's not worth it. There's gonna be like 5 people there.
cut to
so
you were like,
wrong.
hey
Yeah,
babe, maybe you
yeah.
should have come.
She's here. He finds her at the.
Oh, she came.
Yeah,
she
she's
came.
right there,
She
right?
came, yeah. Yeah, she
Do you
pops
and you
up.
didn't know?
No, I knew she
Oh,
was
you
coming.
knew she was
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
We
okay.
decided like, all right, I'll be there for
Okay.
it. Luckily.
Of course,
Yeah.
she probably
Yeah.
missed you so
Yeah.
much. What was?
That's my friend straight ahead who made the film.
Oh wow.
So you haven't seen her yet?
Not yet.
She's just waiting
Yeah,
for you right now.
yeah. I'm doing the
I would
interviews
be
and-
like, motherfucker, turn around and look at me right now.
Well, they ask me. They go,
Look at me,
"Babe,
babe,
like,
hold
what do
this."
you want to do next?" You know, or I'm just like, see my girlfriend. I haven't seen her in 2 months.
Oh, she's got the pom-poms. She's waiting for you with pom-poms. She's like, I left this guy. Nobody wanted to fucking talk to him. And now, you know?
Yeah.
Look at your wheels. They're like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the
People
whole
were
thing.
begging me to change them, like begging me. Because I'm bombing the Appalachians and they're like all chunky
They
and
are,
looking
they're
like
so
sponges.
chunky.
Yeah.
so seeing this last moment, I feel like one could imagine what that's like. What is the moment when you started it? Like, what was like the first push to be like, here we go? Like that
Yeah.
morning before you're leaving.
Yeah, definitely a lot of nerves because you know you're gonna have to have the media and you're like announcing this whole thing for months. I'm gonna
Yes.
do this. I'm gonna do this. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's this crazy buildup, and then you know it's all fun. You're doing the interviews in the moment. Then you leave everyone. Then it sinks in. Like 5 miles after you skate, and you're like, oh, this is just gonna be hours of me by myself. Like it
Yeah.
really sits in what you're about to do.
Yeah. Wow. You really experienced like such huge moments that like most people go an entire lifetime without experiencing that you created for yourself.
Yeah.
Which is like the that's part of your story that you're, you know, giving to people. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would always place value on those experiences more than anything else. So kind of just trust it and go with it.
Hell yeah.
Well, look, thank you so much for answering
Yeah.
our DM. And
Yeah.
Thanks for
coming on the
coming. This
pod.
was
That
so
was awesome,
cool.
yeah.
So where can people find you? The YouTube page is Chad Caruso.
Yep.
And
Instagram, same.
Instagram, same. What's your book called?
Pushing Through America.
Pushing Through
Yep.
America.
It's on my website, chadcaruso.com.
ChadCaruso.com.
And then keep an eye out for the documentary. We're trying to sell it now.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's awesome. And the best part is like when you watch like 3 of his videos and you're like, oh, this is a really good guy. Like, you know right.
You
You're
can
like,
tell.
this guy is, look at, come on.
Thanks, man.
Look at him. Like,
So happy. He's upset Forrest Gump.
yeah, full Forrest Gump.
Thank
Yeah.
you
It's
guys.
my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, well, thank you again.
So,
thank you so
thank
much.
you guys.
Thank
This
you
is
so
awesome. Thank
much.
you.